So this is example how I create the logo and then add the text and what is the setting that we should do from the Illustrator. So let's start together. So first, when you create a new file, okay, because this is for YouTube platform, so I'm going to choose web, and the preset is web large 1920 by 1080. Right, so this is actually the reference when I create the logo. So I'm just gonna copy this. Right, so the first layer is the cake shape. Make this bigger. Right, and then the next layer will be the first text. Okay, so once we have done placing all the text, okay, and tracing the logo, so the next step is to create outline for the font type. Okay, and then create outlines, and if you press command Y, you can see that now you have all these shapes, vector shapes for all the objects that you have in Illustrator. Right, and then you can save them. So we need two formats, okay? One is in Illustrator, and then the second one, because to bring this file to Blender, you need to save it into SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. Okay, right, so just use as the default 1.1. So now when we open the Blender, so how to import the file, you go to file and then import SVG. Right, so now this is the file. So when you open your Blender, you will get this default cube, so you can just right click and delete them. Right, and if you zoom in, and you will see the logo. Okay, so you can just use your middle button for your mouse and you will see this logo that you have imported from the Illustrator. Okay, so highlight everything. Okay, and then if you go to the object, you can set the origin to geometry. Okay, so when you set the origin to the geometry, and when I click the move tool, the axis will be at the object. Right, so now you can just bring this to the origin point, okay, and then use this axis to move around. Right, and we need to resize this. If you go to the scale, okay, and you press S, you can resize them. Right, and then after that we need to bring this logo up. So how to bring it up? You can click on the rotate tool. Okay, so from the right axis you can make this stand up. Right, so I think now it looks much better. Right, so after that we need to group and make a join for each of these objects. Okay, so if I click on the if I look at the collections, okay, in this panel, and I click one by one, just to check where is each of the object, and you know that the color will turn into orange. So you press the shift button. So this is all the layers that made up the cake shapes, right? So once you have selected everything, you go to the object and then join them. Okay, so you can have a name here. This is the cake shape. You can extrude them. So how to extrude? If you click on, we have to do it one by one. Okay, so let's say we start with the cake shapes, and then after that you can go under data. Okay, and then you can close down everything, and under the geometry you can add the extrude. Okay, so 0.025. We can add some rounds. Right, and we can do the same for everything. We have done extrude all the object. So the next thing is to add either color or texture into your logo. So how to do that? Let's see, for the cake shapes, okay, I want to have a color. So if I go under material, okay, I can click new material in here. So if you click this icon, okay, you will add another one new material. Okay, and let's say I want to change this to some other color, and I will choose hex. Okay, let's go for this gray color. Right, and then apart from adding the color, I also want to add some glossy surface on the on the shape. So I can add some number to the metallics. Okay, and I can just make the roughness to, I can just reduce some roughness. Okay, so now you can see that it's become more glossy, okay, like a plastic. And I will do this the same for the other text. Alright, then the next step, we need to add the lights, and then after that the camera. So to add the light, you can change the layout to quad view. Okay, so you go to the view and then area, toggle quad view, and if I click on the light, okay, so right, this is the light. I have to make it more smaller. Okay, just use your middle mouse button that you can zoom out and find that this is your light. So how to change the light properties? In here you can go to the data. Okay, so if you click here, then you can see that for the lights you can change it. If you don't want to use the point, you can use any other lighting properties. Okay, so let's say I want to change the light color to not into white but just a little bit yellow. Okay, you can add the power. I think by default you have 1000 watt. So to check how does the light rendered into your image, you can go to render and then render image. Okay, so now you can see how does the light fall onto your shapes. I click on the camera icons here. So this is how my active camera is looking at the logo. So I need to change the way how the camera look at the logo, so I'll just click on the camera. Okay, so this is the camera, and I'll move my camera. So this is from the top view, okay, and this is from the front view. So I can move the camera so that it will look at the right position. Right, so now let's see how to animate your object. So first you need to change from this layout to animation workspace. Okay, so from here you can see that this is your active camera, and this is your how does it will be preview in the camera active. Okay, so first I'll bring this to this 0 frame. Okay, so I'll bring this up. So here I will press I, okay, to insert the keyframes. Then after that, this width, bring this to the right. Okay, so now if I animate them, alright, so that's how you create the animation. You select one by one and then you press I to insert the keyframe. So now let's go back to the layout. Okay, so let's say we have done everything and we want to import this, we want to export this to the After Effects. So how to do that? We need to render. Okay, so before the render, you need to change some of the settings. So you go to this output. Okay, this is the resolution of your video. So click here to save where the location for your files. I'm gonna save here. Right, for the file format you should choose FFmpeg video. Okay, and then after that you go to encoding, change this container to QuickTime, and then the video codec into QuickTime animation. Okay, once you change to QuickTime animation, you will see this RGBA. Okay, change to RGBA, and then after that you can go to the render, and in the film, okay, I want to have a transparent. Right, then when you are done with all of this, you can go to the render. Before that, because I only have animation until 100 frames, so I'm going to change this in my output. Okay, instead of the end is 250. I will add this maybe around 200. Okay, so we have done rendering the animation. So now let's go to After Effects. Again, the After Effects, I'll create a new composition. I set the resolution with the theme I have in the Blender, and the duration is about 10 seconds. Okay, right, and I have this video that I downloaded free. And then after that I can also add this rendered video from the Blender. Okay, so this is my video and this is the rendered logo. So if I press play, alright, that's all. Thank you very much.